This is Rice Sports here, back at you with another video. And this video is going to be for the topic, why the Tower of Babel suck more than you think it does. So just think, why would it suck more than we think it does? Many of us, including myself, since I was a teenager, would just read right through the Tower of Babel and not really think much of it. It say the language changed. There was one language and the language suddenly changed. But we don't think anything of it. We just read right through it. But if you really think about it, Tower of Babel sucks more than you think it does. And why is that? Okay, first of all, you have your friends that you know. So just think, you got friends. Some of these friends you knew since you was a child. And now all of a sudden, you're 225 years old. So some of these friends, you've been friends with them for like 2 whole centuries. Oh yeah, I said it right. People during this time lived for a long time. So there is a good chance some people were friends for like 200 years. But what happens when the Tower of Babel happened? What happens? The language change. So some of these friends that you knew for years, decades, centuries, all of a sudden you can't understand a word that's coming out of their mouth. It doesn't make sense to you. You don't know what's going on. I mean, it had been frustrating. Just think right now, what if all of a sudden the Tower of Babel happened? Like something like the Tower of Babel happened, where God just confused everybody's language. And you couldn't talk to your friend no more because the words coming out of their mouth just didn't make sense to you. I mean, it's frustrating. It's sad. But it's not just your friends. Maybe you got your brothers or your sisters that you were close to. And when the Tower of Babel happened, the confusion of language, all of a sudden, you can't understand your brother or your sister anymore. Because they're not speaking English or whatever language they're speaking. They're speaking an unknown language. But it don't end with your brother or your sister. Guess what? Your parents, all of a sudden, you grew up with them. They raised you. But all of a sudden, you can't understand your mom or your dad anymore. The words come out of your mouth. Just doesn't make sense to you. So this had been frustrating for people back then. Man, I sure hope this didn't happen with little children. Imagine if you're like a little child and all of a sudden you can't understand your mom or your dad anymore. It would have been hard for a child back then. So there was many friends, families that could no longer talk to anybody anymore. That couldn't talk to each other anymore. So what happened? People had to form new friendships. People had to find another date. Did people date during Tower of Babel? I don't know. People date now, but let's say they did date. Let's say you weren't dating somebody, and all of a sudden you couldn't understand a word that's coming out of your mouth anymore. You're probably not going to want to date them anymore. You're probably going to want to find a woman or a guy that speaks your language. So that's what would have happened. And as you know, people like to work in a network at points in their life. So there's that guy that's good with fixing cars. Yeah, there was no cars during this time, but I'm just pointing it out. Somebody who's good at fixing cars. Another person, they're good with like repairing homes. Then there's people that's good with farming. So just think, what if all of a sudden you couldn't understand these people no more. The guy that used to repair your home, you could no longer talk to him. The guy that used to fix your car, hook you up with discounts, you couldn't understand him anymore. So it would have been pretty similar during this language change. So yes, this really sucked. So people were alone. They had to walk around. Then suddenly they hear somebody that they can understand. They walk to that person. Can you understand me? And that person be like, yes, thanks God, somebody understands the words that's come out of my mouth. So those two people would have got together. They would have looked for other people that spoke their language. And when this happened, this is what I believe. I believe when people got together, they could all understand each other's language. I think they went out into the world together. Some of these people probably went to Hawaii. Who knows? It could have happened. Some of these people during Tower of Babel, they could have literally went to Hawaii. They could have been like, you know what? I say we get away from these people that speak these weird language or whatever they were saying. We should get together and just travel across the sea. It could have happened. Some of these people probably went to America. So one of the reasons the Tower of Babel happened because God wanted people scattered around the world. And they rebelled. And once their language changed, it made them want to scout around the world. They probably didn't want to be around people that they couldn't understand because it would have been frustrating. So they was forced to have new friends. They was probably forced to find a new wife, a wife that spoke their language. And they had to leave their home so they could no longer talk to their old friends, their brothers, sisters, parents, cousins, grandparents, great-grandparents. They could no longer talk to them anymore. And I believe Noah was still alive during this time. So Noah and his kids, it must have been weird for them too. So next time you read this book in the Bible, I believe it's Genesis 11, talks about Tower of Babel. The next time you read it, just think of this. How much it sucked for them when the language changed. Because I'm trying to put myself in their shoes right now. If God was to do that today, I got on the phone, I was talking to my friend, and he was speaking some other language I couldn't understand. It would be frustrating. Even worse, I was talking to my mom, she speaks some other language. Again, it'd be frustrating too. Because it does take a while to learn another language. And we know how people are impatient. So many of these people, some people may have took time to learn their friends or their parents' language. They may have took time, but other people, it's like, you know what? This is too weird. This is creepy. What is this coming out of your mouth? I'm out of here. Some people probably believe that their friends were possessed. Because remember, nothing like this ever happened. Because the world spoke one language at this point. But now, you'll already know what Spanish that's coming out of her mouth. And by the way, I just said I speak no Spanish. I tried learning language. I had a hard time doing it. So, I just want to put this video out. I thought maybe it would entertain you. Let you know how much it really sucked during the Tower of Babel. So next time you read this story, you see another life. So you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. And with that being said, have a good weekend. Bye for now.